Swadika, and thank you for joining us for the morning edition of NBT World Brief. You're with me, TRILATERAL. The government's proposed land bridge project is drawing mixed reactions, prompting the government to set up a committee to review the details. Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul says a committee will be set up to study the project in detail, chaired by Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Niti Tanprapat. The panel will assess all dimensions from geopolitics and logistics to investment value and related infrastructure, aiming to ensure the project delivers overall national benefit. The study is expected to be completed within 90 days, with an emphasis on aligning with the current global context and minimizing potential impacts.
Land bridge มันไม่ใช่ว่าเกิดขึ้นมันพรุ่งนี้นะครับมันเป็นนโยบายจริงๆเรื่องนี้สำหรับพรรคภูมิใจไทยหรือสำหรับแฟนๆพรรคภูมิใจไทยเนี่ยต้องถือว่าเป็นเรื่องเก่าด้วยซ้ำเราพูดมาตั้งแต่ปี62นะครับอยู่ในแผนการหาเสียงปี62แล้วก็สมัยท่านสุริยะท่านมาเป็นรัฐมนตรีคมนาคมในช่วงปีรัฐบาลที่แล้วท่านก็ได้หยิบเรื่องนี้ขึ้นมานะครับแล้วก็ตั้งใจที่จะทำให้มันได้เกิดขึ้นเพราะฉะนั้นมันก็เป็นงานที่มันต่อเนื่องทุกอย่างอยู่ที่การก็อยู่ที่ข้อมูลอยู่ที่ผลการศึกษาอยู่ที่ความคุ้มทุนอยู่ที่จะหาพาร์ทเนอร์มาเป็นลักษณะการลงทุนแบบไหนอยู่ที่รูปแบบประโยชน์ใช้สอยของโครงการแลนด์บริดจ์เนี่ยมันจะมีประโยชน์ใช้สอยนะครับทำอย่างไรให้ได้มากที่สุดนะครับ
Deputy Transport Minister Siripong Angkasakunkiat also acknowledged public concerns but said the government will continue to provide clear information, stressing that economic assessments show the project is worthwhile and could generate significant jobs and income. He added that the project is currently in the drafting stage of the Southern Economic Corridor, or SEC bill, which will define investment incentives, zones, and regulations. The estimated 900 billion baht project will cover port construction, rail links, and pipeline systems, and will be developed under a public-private partnership model rather than relying solely on state funding. If the timeline holds, the SEC bill is expected to be submitted to Parliament within this year, before moving on to land surveys and environmental impact assessments. Thailand expects Cambodia to join proposed trilateral talks with the Philippines on the sidelines of the upcoming ASEAN summit. Foreign Affairs Minister Sihasak Phuongketkaew says Cambodia is likely to accept the invitation for three-way talks with Thailand and the Philippines during the 48th ASEAN summit. The summit will be held in the Philippines from May 7th until the 8th, with the host nation currently coordinating arrangements for the meeting. Minister Sihasak says the government has already prepared key discussion points through initial talks, though initial talks are expected to be limited in scope. As for the possibility of convening the General Border Committee, or GBC, the Foreign Affairs Minister says that will come at a later stage. For now, the priority is to build mutual trust. He adds that the meeting in the Philippines will focus on measures to strengthen relations before moving forward with more formal negotiations. Analysts are urging stronger government backing for alternative fuels to reduce Thailand's dependence on imported oil and boost energy security. The TTB Analytics Center says that biodiesel and ethanol are set to play a bigger role as alternative energy sources if the government steps up support. The outlook comes amid ongoing tensions in the Middle East, which have kept global oil prices elevated. This is expected to significantly boost demand for biofuels in 2026, helping curb Thailand's dependence on foreign oil imports. For biodiesel, analysts say that expanding the use of B20 diesel in commercial vehicles, such as trucks and pickup vehicles, could make a major impact. This would require redirecting crude palm oil previously earmarked for export into domestic energy production. If fully implemented, the move could cut pure diesel consumption by up to 6.6 million liters per day, or equivalent to savings of more than 72 billion baht per year. While on the ethanol front, measures such as adjusting contributions to the oil fund or revising excise taxes to lower the price of certain gas oil blends could help reduce reliance on base gasoline. That could lower gasoline demand by around 600,000 liters per day, translating to annual savings of approximately 6.5 billion baht. TTB Analytics is calling for a long-term strategy built on cooperation between the government, private sector, and farmers to stabilize both supply and demand, boost agricultural incomes, and enhance the country's overall energy security. Thailand is ramping up water management efforts as a strengthening El Nino raises concerns over drought during the dry season. Deputy government spokesperson Lalida Pradwiwathana says authorities are working closely across agencies, including the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment and the Royal Irrigation Department, to tackle the situation proactively. Farmers are being urged to carefully plan their crops with a recommendation to avoid a second off-season rice cycle to reduce the risk of damage. Instead, they are encouraged to switch to low-water or short-cycle crops that are more drought-resistant while using water more efficiently. At the same time, the government is rolling out concrete support measures. The Department of Water Resources has deployed teams nationwide to increase water supply for consumption, support village water systems, and secure reserves in high-risk areas. Operations are underway across multiple provinces. Efforts include installing water pumps, distributing clean water, and supporting field operations for both household use and agriculture use, as well as supplying drinking water to wildfire response teams. Officials say the goal is to ensure sufficient water supply during the drought, reduce impacts on livelihoods and agriculture, and help communities adapt while strengthening the country's long-term water security. A furniture maker in southern Thailand is turning stainless steel boxes into striking works of art, adding value and income through local design. Stainless bee boxes are typically simple wooden hives, but here they've been reimagined into miniature moss-shaped designs crafted with intricate detail. The work is by Ismail Seinung, a furniture maker based in Raman district. He says he combined his woodworking skills with a personal interest in raising stingless bees. Now, instead of conventional hive boxes, he uses leftover wood from his furniture work, blending it with resin to create unique designs that reflect the cultural identity of Thailand's southern border provinces.
จะนำเศษไม้ที่เหลือจากการทำเฟอร์นิเจอร์ก็คือเศษไม้ที่หายากเศษไม้ที่มีคุณค่าแล้วก็นับวันเริ่มจะหายากเอาเศษไม้ตรงนั้นมาสร้างคุณค่าให้กับกล่องเลี้ยงชนโรงเพื่อให้เพิ่มมูลค่าสร้างมูลค่าแล้วก็ให้เกิดความแตกต่างตามคอนเซ็ปต์ที่วางไว้นำเอารูปทรงมัสยิดมานำเสนอเพื่อจะให้มัน สอดคล้องไปด้วยกันได้เพื่อให้เป็นที่น่าสนใจแล้วก็เป็นที่จดจำของผู้ที่ได้พบเห็น
The creations are not just visually distinctive, they also generate income. The top-tier mosque-style box sells for around 20,000 baht, while other designs start at about 2,000 baht. At his farm, 4 species of stingless bees are raised with a focus on cleanliness and honey quality. Harvesting is done just once a year, allowing the honey to fully develop its richness and natural nutrients from diverse floral sources. And that wraps up our morning news report. Stay updated with the latest developments, and for more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, สวัสดีค่ะ